Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be taking this 2023 Kia Sportage LX on a POV test drive. This one is finished in steel grey and there is 7 trims you could choose from, but the LX is the base trim. So let's go ahead and take it on a POV test drive and I'll tell you exactly what I think about this LX trim. Alright, so here is the interior of this 2023 Kia Sportage. This one is the LX trim, that means this is the base trim. And we're going to go ahead and take it on a drive and we'll see how this Kia Sportage will do. By the way, the things I was touching is basically some sound deadening, I think, to keep the road noise down, which is very smart. Kia and Hyundai products, you could see them. In other brands, you can't really see them. I'm not sure if Toyota and Honda uses them, but I've noticed it in multiple Kias, so that's very good. Here is a backup camera. Backup camera resolution is actually very good for a Sportage. And here is a down view. But let's go ahead and take this base trim on a test drive, and we'll see how it does. I just finished reviewing it, so if you guys are interested in the full detailed review, make sure to check it out on my channel. This thing feels nice and responsive, and overall this SUV feels very light. I drove the EX trim and I was very impressed, but I want to drive the LX trim and see if I could actually tell the difference between the LX and EX. And honestly, so far they drive the same, but I'm not sure if it's just me or this LX trim has a little bit, the suspension is a little bit comfortable on this LX trim. I can't remember if the EX was this comfortable, but this redesigned 2023 Kia Sportage drives nice and smooth, and I really like what Kia did. Very comfortable, and there is a ton of rubber on those rims. The size is 235, 65, 17, so over small things on the road. It's very comfortable. Interior looks nice. It is nice and spacious, and the seating position is perfect. I love the fact that the windows are nice and big, and seeing out of the back is perfect. Everything is finished in plastic, sadly, on this base trim. And on the EX, the surrounding of the screens was finished in gloss black, but on this LX trim, everything is finished in flat black, and I think that's fine. But yeah, it definitely adds a cheaper look to this Sportage. But again, this is a base trim, so I think that's fine. But I'm glad that Kia gave us 2 beautiful big screens. Let's go ahead and put this SUV in sport mode. No blind spot monitoring system, but still the mirrors are nice and big. This Sportage has all the nice safety features, but I don't think it has adaptive cruise control. I'm definitely gonna test the acceleration when I get the chance. But yeah, when you put it in sport mode, everything becomes more aggressive, and the steering wheel becomes heavy. Yep, definitely this 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine is nice and responsive. This engine produces 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. And yeah, it is nice and responsive, and it is connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. So I'm glad that it's not connected to a CVT transmission like the Rogue and the CR-V. And if you guys are curious about the competitors, CR-V, Mazda CX-5, Toyota RAV, and kind of the Hyundai Tucson, but they are basically one company. But yeah, still, this thing drives nice, very comfortable, and honestly, I really like it for a base trim. I really like this base trim. Definitely doesn't feel like a base trim, and it doesn't even look like a base trim from the outside. So Kia did a great job with the rims and with the way how this thing just looks like from the outside. Again, guys, this thing is very comfortable. Yep, definitely this 2.5 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine isn't going to have any issues accelerating, so you'll be fine merging on the highway and passing someone. And honestly, leaving it in normal mode, it's very similar to sport mode. I haven't really noticed any difference between sport mode and normal mode when it comes to acceleration. But let's go ahead and do another acceleration right here. It does hold the RPMs longer, but yeah, I feel like the acceleration between normal and sport is the same. Let's go ahead and put it back in smart. But yeah, this thing, nice and comfortable. There's barely any road noise, but I'm hearing a tiny bit of wind noise. But honestly, it's not bad going almost 70 miles per hour. For a Kia and for a base trim, I think this is perfect. Anyways, it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's not connected at the moment. I did actually have problems with Apple CarPlay connecting. I had to connect my phone to the car itself, then I was able to connect it to Bluetooth, then I was able to connect CarPlay. But yeah, that's something that I really didn't like. I didn't want to connect my phone to the car, but it was forcing me to be able to use CarPlay. I used the two USBs, USB Type A and USB Type C, but none of them worked. Brakes feel nice and touchy, and the brake pedal feels nice and as I said, touchy and confident, and doesn't really sink in, and it's not too hard, so of course that's good. There's an 8-inch screen and a 12.2-inch screen that looks honestly amazing. And again, guys, I really don't like the flat black around the screens, but that's fine. This is a base trim at the end of the day. There's a tune knob, volume knob, touch sensitive buttons on the left and right. I love this trim. I think it does look very good. Climate controls are very easy to use. Modes, fan, temperature. So single zone climate control with no automatic function. I really like the gray trim and the gloss black. And down here there's 2 USBs, one USB-C, one USB Type A, and a 12-volt storage place for a phone. And I'm gonna go ahead and actually try to get this Apple CarPlay to work again. So let's go ahead and put this SUV in sport mode. Honestly, suspension is really nice and solid. This thing feels well put together, and yeah, it's definitely confident around corners. There's barely any body lean, to be honest. And let's see if it did say that my phone is connected to this SUV. But for some reason, I don't know what's going on. This 8-speed automatic transmission is actually nice and responsive. Yeah, definitely good transmission, nice and responsive. There's barely any delays. So putting it in manual mode, of course, makes the acceleration much better. So if you really want to pass someone really hard, then definitely put it in manual mode and shift your own gears yourself. It's much faster and much better. And when putting it in manual mode, it's not slow, it's nice and responsive. Yeah, definitely good in manual mode. Actually surprised with this transmission. 8-speed automatic transmission is perfect in this Kia Sportage. This Kia Sportage has, as I said, the nice safety features. It doesn't have blind spot monitoring system, and it doesn't have adaptive cruise control. So the only things that this Sportage has is the steering assist and the lane keeping assist and the emergency braking, which honestly is not bad for a base trim. And something that I actually wanted to mention at the beginning of the video, this Sportage is not push to start, so it does have a physical key. So for 2023 and for almost a $30,000 SUV, I really wish that this Sportage was let's go ahead and turn on the cruise. I really wish it was push to start, but it is what it is. But yeah, as I said, this SUV is nice and spacious, very comfortable, and I really love the way how this thing drives. Kia and Hyundai and Genesis safety systems are very good. The steering assist is actually really good. Let's see if it's gonna give me any messages. And it's been a while since I haven't gave me a message. There we go. So maybe about 15 seconds, I would say. But yeah, this thing is seriously comfortable. There is a good amount of things in that small screen, or in the center screen. This is a massive 12.2-inch screen. And yeah, overall, this LX trim is very good. Yeah, definitely feels nice and light, and it gets up to speed very quick. So I don't think anyone will have any issues or any complaints with this engine. This 2.5 is perfect. Produces 187, which isn't that much, but honestly it feels like it produces a little bit more horsepower and torque than what Kia is claiming. Alright, so here is the Apple CarPlay. This Sportage has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and I had to actually stop and turn off the SUV to be able to get Apple CarPlay to work, even though my phone was connected through Bluetooth. And I think there is an issue with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this Sportage. I haven't had any issues with CarPlay in the EX trim, but in this LX I'm just having a lot. I'm not exactly sure why. And by the way, it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so that's of course good. But yeah, just didn't want to connect when I first took this SUV on a drive, and in the middle of the drive it just disconnected by itself. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with CarPlay in this SUV. Beautiful SUV, nice and comfortable, as I said, and it does have the leading vehicle is driving away, basically gives you a warning if the car in front of you starts driving. Basically a warning message telling you, hey, basically pay attention. Yeah, definitely this thing feels nice and light, responsive. I'm seriously impressed with this 8-speed automatic transmission. Very, very good. And yeah, overall, beautiful SUV. I really like what Kia did with the cup holders. You could basically tuck them in, you could bring them out, and yeah, overall, acceleration is very good from a dead stop. There is, of course, this one doesn't have a turbo, so there is no turbo lag. Steering wheel is very, very light, and I really like that. We're gonna go ahead and test the turning radius, and we're gonna see how light this steering wheel is. It is in normal mode now. Turning radius is okay. Definitely the Nissan Rogue that I drove yesterday was much better. Steering wheel is very, very light in this Sportage, so I really like that. And driving this thing is honestly very easy. It is nice and spacious, but doesn't feel like it's big. And definitely a nice, comfortable SUV. The seats are very, very comfortable, so I really, really like that. As I said, there's 2 USBs, 112 volt, manual, climate controls, 1 zone, and no automatic. There's a few buttons right here: hill descent, brake hold, engine shut off, a camera button to turn on the backup camera, and parking sensors. This Sportage has rear parking sensors as a standard feature. Drive modes, and you could lock all the wheels. They can spin all at the same time. If you're stuck in snow or mud, the armrest, the storage place in the armrest is okay. The armrest itself, it's a little bit on the harder side, and there's some halogen lights. There's no glasses holder. There is an no, that's not an SOS. There is no SOS button in this Sportage. No wheel spin at all, so the all-wheel drive system is actually very good. And as I said, guys, there is really no road noise or tire noise or anything like that. A tiny bit of wind noise doing 70 miles per hour, which is completely fine. But yeah, very impressive for a base trim. But for 30,000, I really wish that Kia added a few things like remote start, push to start, and yeah, I mean, things like that. I think they should have added them. But other than that, this thing is beautiful. The safety features are really, really good. Let's go ahead and actually turn on the cruise control again. And steering assist works great on the highway. It works great on roads like this. The seats are really, really comfortable for long commutes. And if you guys are curious about the fuel economy numbers, they are 23 in the city, 28 highway, and 25 combined. And I'm not gonna lie, those numbers are not impressive. I think Kia could have done way better job with the MPG numbers. Other SUVs, they get much better MPGs. And yeah, this 2.5, I think Kia could have done a little bit better job with the MPGs on this 2.5 naturally aspirated. So for a base trim, I think this Kia Sportage honestly drives amazing. Suspension is comfortable, ride quality is very good, and yeah, overall I think it's a great SUV overall. And I'm seriously impressed with this LX. This LX doesn't feel like a base trim, so Kia did a great job on this base trim. But I hope you guys enjoyed this POV test drive of this 2023 Kia Sportage. If you guys are around and if you guys are interested, make sure to come and see Trevor here at Napoli Kia in Milford, Connecticut. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time.